everyone, Crispy here, joined by my fellow Dorkgasm podcast co-host, Justin. How you doing?
What's up, everybody?
This is not a actual podcast. It's a new series, if we'll call it that. I don't know how often we'll get a chance to do these, but we both had the opportunity to play a new game that's coming out and thought we would share our first impressions, which, by the way, is the name of this series. We're going to talk about Titanfall. Yay!
Hooray!
Hooray! So yeah, what'd you think?
It's a ton of fun. It was one of those games where the hype I was fearing was going to outweigh how fun it was. But so far, I'm enjoying the hell out of it.
Yeah, me too. And you're playing the Xbox version, correct?
I am on the Xbox One version,
Yep.
Yes, sir.
And I was playing on the PC version. I mentioned to you prior to this, for some reason the textures looked off to me, and I finally found out what it was. I guess it defaulted my textures to medium, so I had to set them up.
I was wondering about that because when I went back and played it after you mentioned that, I didn't notice anything like that on mine.
And in the background, will have some gameplay here, and you'll probably notice that some of the textures aren't as crisp on the actual models, and that's why. So I set it to high. I had read some articles that the Xbox One and Alpha didn't look nearly as good, the textures, and people were complaining, and they're saying, oh, it's not going to look good, but apparently it is right up there. It's about, the PC will probably have higher just because that's how PC ports go. You have a lot more capability as
Of course.
far as graphics, but they said it's going to be between high and insane levels for the Xbox, so...
I really thought it looked good. When I fired it up and started playing it, I tried to look and not just focus so much on the gameplay, but I was looking at the backgrounds and how everything popped with the lighting and everything. And from Alpha, I would say that this looks a ton better. And I'm sure that they're still going to polish it a little bit more here over the next month before it releases. So I think it's looking pretty good.
Yeah. What'd you think of the controls? How did they feel?
You just have to get yourself out of your Call of Duty and first-person shooter default setting to play it, because it's completely different controls. I mean, it's similar but different.
Yeah, I felt the actual firefighting with the actual pilot was very similar. Like, I had no problems adapting to that.
Right. It's just a matter of getting used to the nuances of how to get around and avoid incoming fire and everything like that. But I think it's very fluid.
Not only do you have to evade the pilots themselves, but when they start getting mechs, man, you can't stay on the ground and not under cover. You'll be stepped on, you'll be shot. It's a lot of fun. I did notice it does make a big difference in what type of pilot loadout you have as far as the firefights go and how you want to engage, because it is not like you can just pick up the SMG and then win every firefight you get into. You're going to have to get up close, which is going to take some, getting used to, especially like with the SMG and the shotgun. That's
right. It's definitely not a run and gun type game. There is a lot of strategy involved in this, and they weren't kidding when they said that you really need to work with your teammates to try and get the best course of action to win the match. I mean, it's not absolutely necessary, but I think that it would be a little easier if you were playing with friends and you were communicating with each other to assault the other team, so to speak. So, I don't know. When I just hopped in and played with random people, it wasn't too bad, but I can see where it could be better.
Yeah.
If you had some people playing with you that you knew.
One of the first games I played, they actually... It's a little bit different with the headset with the PC. You have to, for all I could see in the beta, was a push to talk. So you have to hold down Z if you want to talk, which is kind of a pain.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, there might be some way. I didn't see any way around it, but some people did communicate in the first couple, and it actually worked out well, especially when everyone drops their Titans at the same time. So everyone waited, say, I've got my Titan ready, I've got my Titan ready, I've got my Titan ready, and then bam, because then you can gang up and everyone else.
I had it. The team against me in one of the matches did that, and it really makes a difference on the match.
I actually had my best match right before this. I said I'm done because I couldn't have gotten any better. I think I had like 14 pilot kills. I only died twice. 20-something minions and 2 Titan kills. I had 90 points for my team out of 250.
Holy.
Yeah, I don't know. I really lucked out. I was running around with the SMG, and I caught. The big thing I noticed too is you really don't have to focus on the pilots. If you can. I've had several good games where I focused on the minions first, and I've had some games where I've had 37, 40 minion kills, and you'll end up with the most attrition points on your team.
Okay.
So
okay.
There's some strategies where you can run to the other side of the opponent's drop zone, and you can just take out those grunts and those specters as soon as they hit the ground, and it's just point, and then you get your Titan. I mean, it's just as good as getting pilot kills. So I really like that aspect too. It's not just like team deathmatch in Call of Duty where, shoot another player, so to speak. In attrition, it's all about get as many points as possible. As close to whoever gets to 250 first wins. Yeah.
Right, which makes it a lot nicer for those that are more casual to the games, that they can focus on the AI, so to speak.
Yeah, well, it adds a whole new dimension to the game.
Mm-hmm.
A whole new strategy.
Right.
And that's what I really like. Not only is that not just like player versus player in firefights. I got to worry about other pilots. I got to worry about, because I've died from AI a couple times. you start to reload in front of a Spectre. He can melee you pretty tough. And
quickly.
The mechs, like even as a mech versus mech, you still have to watch out for those pilots, because you can have the souped up version of the different anti-Titan weapons as well. Right. And that's something too that I really like. The burn cards. That was a cool addition, and they hadn't talked much about it before, but you earn them through a matter of ways. But you basically can equip 3 of them, and they're kind of like trading cards, and they're boosts for the game. And you can use up those 3 or choose not to. I mean, you might as well, because you get them pretty quick, and you can only hold 30. I think.
Right, and they're not overpowered.
No.
They can turn the tide in battle, but they're not overpowered, and that's kind of nice. And I think I read that there's 50 of them, I think they're going to be in the game, so that's a pretty decent amount of game changers, so to speak.
Yep, and you can get them through just through normal play, from being the MVP on your team, or being the top in the game, the most points in the game. You can also earn them through achievements. I actually got one. I think it was through achievements, and I actually have it's an immediate Titan. I get an Atlas class Titan. So you can just be like,
oh, okay.
My Titan just blew up and I died. Bam! Here's a brand new. You can just come right in with another. I guess there's
a brand new model.
There was another chassis, because there's only the Atlas chassis in the beta. They don't have nearly the amount that they'll have at launch, I guess. But they have one chassis, a couple different loadouts, a couple different guns, but I guess there's going to be much more. But there's an ogre class, I guess, as well, and there's a card for it. I've seen some people spawn in some ogres. I guess it's pretty difficult to get. But
well, you figure there's going to be some that'll be a little bit more difficult, but I'm imagining a good chunk of them will be easily accessible by everyone.
Yeah, I think so. I thought it was pretty easy to unlock the the different parts of the weapons for both the pilot and the mechs. I don't think it's too taxing.
It really isn't.
Just kind of.
I mean, in a lot of it, you're just going to get just through regular play.
Oh yeah, it's all like kill so many grunts or kill so many pilots with such and such weapons. So, I mean, I unlocked everything for the assault rifle pretty quickly, because for me, I think that's the strongest weapon all around. It works both close up and pretty well far away.
Right, which makes sense that it's the default option that you have there. I mean, once you get into the shotgun, obviously you're gonna have to have a little bit more tactical thinking to try and get the best angles to use that at closer range. But the one thing I really didn't try too much is the pistols. Did you try those a little bit more? And
I did. It took a little. I remember in the tutorial, when the auto locking thing, I had some trouble getting used to it. I still don't prefer it. I prefer the other pistol option, which is, I think it's just the auto pistol. That thing is rocks close up quarters. In fact, I like to run with the assault rifle and the pistol, the automatic pistol. And when you're running, you can go invisible And I don't even waste the assault rifle ammo on that. I mean, it just is like done. They're done. It's about as fast as SMG. You just hold it down, and it just
Wow, that's pretty
mows
nice.
them down. And then you can switch right over if you get in trouble to your assault rifle.
Oh.
My least favorite weapon is the sniper rifle. I mean, I tend to favor sniper rifles in most games, but it's very difficult with how fast the pilots move around to target.
Right, and that's what I was thinking. I didn't get a chance to try it myself, but for as frenetic and frantic as the gameplay is with these matches, it just doesn't seem feasible to try and snipe. I mean, maybe that's just my opinion on that, but it just seems like it would be a lot more difficult, especially when you're going up against mechs, to avoid getting crushed while you're trying to aim and take a one shot with your sniper.
Yeah, and it's not... actually, it's funny, there's actually a souped up card, I forgot what they're called now, the amped version of the sniper rifle, and it shoots grenade rounds. And I'm like, okay, that sounds cool. Like, I don't have to be, just close when I shoot them. I can... And they did. It was even worse. I don't think... I could not for the life of me, because it seemed like, with grenade shots, you always have to, like, hit a wall or something behind somebody for it to work, and I didn't enjoy it at all. And that may be something they have to work on. And they may have to up the damage. Well, it's already pretty far up there, the damage, from what I saw. It works really well against minions. I'll take... You can sit back in the back of the map and pick off the other minions. That's for sure. But I don't think you make up enough points to help your team by sitting back and sniping. It does... a few times it did work well like a shotgun. Like running up and just shooting people with it.
Oh, just doing kind of hip firing.
Hip firing. If it hits, I mean, it's one shot, one kill. But I don't know. I didn't see too many people.
I wonder if it would be something that would be usable and useful if you had a team that you played with and everybody kind of was working together. You had your close-ups with your shotguns, you had your assault rifles, and then you had maybe a guy with a sniper, kind of hanging back and trying to, clear out ahead of you from far behind you. I don't know. Maybe that could work, but I don't know. I have a feeling that most players are going to want to go with the assault rifle or the shotgun. Mm-hmm. I don't see really any reason to not use both of those, depending on your playstyle. I
did see, and I don't know how they did this, with the sniper class. They had a different... I mean, obviously they have a different outfit from the class loadout, but this guy actually had the fatigues, the bush outfit, and I had no idea. I didn't see anywhere. I don't know how he got that. I don't know if it was one of the developers or something. I was like, okay, if they could camouflage themselves a little bit, maybe that's something we'll see more of. But like we only got a small portion of what the game is going to be. They had three. Did you mostly play attrition?
I just played attrition.
That's the team deathmatch equivalent. Basically, you gain points by, killing other pilots and titans and the minions, the AI minions. But they also had. I heard the last Titan standing is not great. It's not. It's very quick and can become very lopsided very quickly. It's 6v6. Everyone gets a Titan. Last Titan standing wins, basically, or last team with a Titan standing wins. And so basically, the first team that loses a mech, they pretty much are at a disadvantage and end up losing. So they may have to. I don't know. Tweak that.
Yeah,
I don't know
what they could do with that.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be a favorite. I heard it was getting stuck on that on the beta variety, the rotation thing.
Oh, really?
People were getting stuck on last mech standing for like 5 games in a row.
Oh my goodness.
That was something they put in so you could try all of them, and it was random and kind of odd. And the other one was like a domination. Shoot, what was it called?
I don't remember.
But it's a domination kind of thing. You try and hold as much of the three access points as possible.
Right. Which would be fun in this instance, especially with the mechs.
I think that would work well.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was your favorite moment when you were playing? Like you were just like, oh wow, I didn't know I could do this. This was awesome.
Well, I wasn't ready for the first time when I was in my mech and I got destroyed and it shot me up into the air.
You ejected.
in instant camouflage as I fell down. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's one of the
moment.
tactical abilities, right? Or that's one of the, not tactical, but yeah, it's one of the kits.
Yeah, it's one of the kits that
you
can
have, get, which automatically ejects you and camouflages you, so they can't.
Yeah, which was kind of slick. But I tell you, as far as favorite moments, I really like the fact of the jetpack and that this is a more vertical game than anything else that's out there, and it really does make a difference in your tactics. And I was having just a lot of fun just running up walls. It was something new, something fun, and you can definitely get around a lot easier in a game like this.
I like that vertical ability because I think it's going to be what separates the good from the great players. People that know how to traverse the walls the best. And that, I think, makes it a better game than COD now. I mean, COD is great, but just because COD now is all about finding the glitch spots and finding, the best. And it really has less to do with how good you are as a player as who can find the best glitch spots or, find the perfect grenade toss. And
This is not a camper type of a game. You aren't going to find campers, because if you do, they're going to be toast that quickly because it is too fast. You have to keep moving.
Not only that,
I didn't believe it at first, but once you get into the game, you have to keep moving if you want to stay alive.
Yeah, and well, not only that, but by standing still, and we mentioned this with the sniper class, you're really not helping your team. So
no. So, and it's just funny because you can see the differences. So I was watching the guys that weren't really using the jetpack or anything. They were taking the stairs, and it's like, that's not the way to play this game.
No, double jump to the second floor window.
Exactly.
Bam, and then you can take the stairs. I mean,
exactly.
The stairs are good. Like they only had 2 maps for attrition, so you only got like the city level and kind of like the I don't know what to call the second.
Boy, I'm not sure. It was kind of like a forest, but
yeah, it was kind of like on Endor or something.
yeah.
But it was more outdoorsy, more.
Yeah, it was more outdoorsy, not downtown like the other one.
Yeah, but the downtown map, the actual city map, was cool with that one building because it was at least a place pilots could go to get away from the mechs, and they could, you can shoot your anti-Titan rockets out the window and move around.
Right. It was a lot of individuals going towards the middle of the map for that one building. Although I did see some individuals using the outer buildings and trying to get on the roof and shoot from there, which was a pretty smart idea, good vantage point, and to shoot down.
Yeah, there's some particularly good vantage points on the roofs that actually have some cover, particularly in the city map on the one side. It's really high up, but once you get up there, it's got a nice, even has like a little mini wall you can duck down under. So you can take pot shots at the Titans and then duck back under, and you're out in the open though, so other pilots can take you out. But it's a good vantage point against
the other team. And that's kind of what you have to do against the mechs anyway. You're the Titans. You have to kind of shoot and then get in cover, because if you stay out there while you're reloading, trying to lock on again, you're as good as gone.
My favorite moment I was, oh wow, how did I do that? It was when I jumped on. I had no idea I could do it. You can jump on your team's mech and shoot from the back. You can rodeo a ally Titan and shoot. Like,
I did not do that.
Yeah, okay. I jumped. I was like, I wonder if I can do. Oh no way! So I'm sitting there and I don't think other people could realize this at the time either, but I had the lock-on rocket, and I shot. I was just sitting there, and I don't know, this other guy had no idea what was going on. He was just getting lit up by the mech I was on, and then I was locking onto him and just shooting rockets, and it was fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah, but later on, people seemed to catch on to that. They would just shoot. I mean, you're very vulnerable on there. They just can shoot a quad rocket and bam, you're pretty much toast if they catch it. But it's a lot of fun. It's almost worth it.
Is it one of those things when you are riding, if the Titan gets destroyed, does that kill you off too? Say if you're riding on it, did you notice that?
It does, but it gives you an indicator, so you get a chance to get off unless it's unless the other pilot gets a little crazy. And one of my favorite combos is to go with not the auto eject, but go with the nuclear option, and then go with the delayed delayed destruction, so you can still run around. That way I can run up to another mech, and then I can eject, and then it blows up. I had a double kill that way. They were stuck in a corner.
Nice.
It was good. Something else that was really cool, learning, and this seemed to become more popular as the beta went on, is instead of using the vortex shield, using the electric smoke. Because a lot of people were starting to rodeo other Titans, which is jumping on the enemy Titan and then shooting the core. You can take them out that way. It's kind of a pain because as a pilot you have to get out, and then they'll realize you're getting out, and then they'll be ready, and then they'll shoot you, and that's no fun.
Right, right.
But so yeah, with the smoke, it actually will kill the pilot that's on you. You can throw it down, and it hurts the pilot. It obscures view for other mechs, and they can't lock on to you either through the smoke. So it's very cool. It's a good part of the kit. But yeah. Do you think it'll be a COD killer, or is that just kind of silly?
No, it won't. At least not initially. I think it's a good start, and it's a nice fresh take on the shooter, but I don't think that this is going to be a Call of Duty killer. But I think it has the potential to do that at some point. But you know, it's good so far. But I'm under the impression that this one will slowly get the players and the fan base over to it, and then I think probably Titanfall 2 is going to be the one that's going to really challenge like the Call of Duties and things like that. That's my personal opinion.
I think with how dismal Call of Duty Ghosts has been received, I think it's a good. They couldn't have started at a better time. They couldn't have launched it at a better time. It's going to sell. I think it'll sell more Xbox Ones for sure. It'll get people to buy that console.
You know what? I don't know.
You don't think so?
I really don't know about that. I think the PC is going to do
they
surprisingly
do well. Yeah, it'll do well, but I think it'll boost console sales. I think this will be the game, the first-person shooter game that'll sell actual consoles. At least,
you know, I'll be interested in that. And the only reason I say that is because that it is coming out on the 360 as well. So, you know, will people get the new console just to play that, or since they already have access to it on the 360, will they stay there? That's the one thing that I'm not sure of. I don't know if that this one game will be the selling point to actually get an Xbox One, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. But I think it could influence how the next gen console sales.
Oh yeah, I think it'll be an influence. It's just a matter of how much.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the games that are out for each console now, and it's like Titanfall is very cool. I think it'll probably be the best first-person shooter, you know, out there currently on the next-gen consoles.
Right.
It'll be interesting to see. As a COD killer, I don't see COD dying out in this current iteration of console.
No,
it does hurt that Infinity Ward won't get theirs out. There's their next one, or not Infinity Ward. Treyarch won't get theirs out for the next year and a half, and
right. But that's going to be the telling point right there. Because they're going to have to come up with something really good to put out there for the next Call of Duty game, because that's why I was thinking, if they don't come out with something revolutionary, and I don't mean like changing everything, but you really have to come up with something new and innovative. I think that once Titanfall 2 comes out, which you know is just almost a certainty,
of course,
that's going to be huge for them at that point, because if they're let down by another Call of Duty and you've got this other up and coming game that's really innovative and a different playstyle, I think they're onto something there, and that's going to really hurt the Call of Duty franchise. So they've got to come out guns blazing with this next one, or else I really see a downward trend happening, which may have already started with this with Ghosts.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, they cut down the death streaks a little bit, so they don't matter as much, you know, or they don't have as much impact as they once did. It's basically just gun on gun, and Titanfall adds so many new layers, I think.
Yeah.
If they continue to build on it and they don't allow it to get static or stale, I could see some big problems for Call of Duty in the future.
Yeah,
you know,
this is definitely a future thing, but it's something that they've got to be a little concerned about this from a standpoint of, can we keep just recycling the same old and keep on top?
Yeah.
And even though they keep saying, oh, this is innovative, this is new, Ghost was good for what it was, but it was just the same.
It wasn't very
really
innovative.
It was the same.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Let's see.
Also something to consider is Titanfall, they didn't have this in the beta, but they'll have a co-op campaign. They don't have a single-player campaign, though, I don't think. I think it's only a co-op multiplayer mode. So there's no real storyline, so to speak, which I think, they're kind of like, we know most people don't even play the Call of Duty storylines anymore. They just go right to multiplayer. We're not going to beat around the bush. We'll have fun co-op in case you don't want to always go against other players, and we'll have the crux of it, which is going to be the team, pretty much team deathmatch kind of thing. But I think overall, I think we got a strong game with different really cool mechanics, from the pilots to the mechs. Both are new and dynamic. The control is very fluid. I didn't find any problems.
It was very fluid, and I like the fact that this is going to be something where you can just pick it up and play it. You don't have to be great. You can be useful just being out there. I mean, there's going to be individuals that are going to master it, but there's going to be such a wide spectrum that you aren't going to feel useless.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's been games where I've done super well. Like I'll be the top player, but you'll see, because it's like, I have like 70 points or something, and then it goes down to like 30 from my team, 30, 20, 15, and then the other team, they're all like in the 50s. They all work together, and they did well. So it's definitely, it doesn't matter even if you have someone that masters it. That they'll have to be on a team of masters to really win those games.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think the graphics look good. Once I finally figured out the resolution issue, the texture resolution.
Yeah, which I'm glad that you did that, because that was kind of strange. After I was looking at it, I said that can't be right if you're on the PC.
You could particularly notice it on the robots when you do the original, when you first start the game and you drop out of the ship. The robots that are right there that wave you out, I was like, they're all camouflage, so it was just like kind of muddy looking, and I'm like, that doesn't look very good. I wonder why that's like that. And then I realized that I had to actually leave the lobby and go to the main menu to actually change it. They don't let you change the resolution, and which makes sense because it takes a bit to, on the PC. That's got to reset the graphics real car. They'll flicker on your screen. But yeah, no, it looks really good. Controls are good. It's fun. So our general impression is what? It's good, right? That's our first impression. Is it's good. And are you grabbing it for Xbox when it comes out?
I'm torn right now, because I basically need to know if any of my friends are getting it for the 360, or do I go ahead and get it for the Xbox One. So I don't know. I'm gonna get it. It's just a matter of what system, because it's way too much fun to not at least buy it and play it. In some way, shape, or form.
And it's funny. I've after talking to some people that actually do have an Xbox One, they are actually planning on getting it for the PC. Just because the graphics are slightly better, but I just they're not ready to play it on the console yet, which was kind of interesting. I think they thought the community would be better on the PC, which I don't know. I haven't done much FPS PC gaming. I did a little Call of Duty Ghosts, and it depends on whether or not the hackers can get to the PC version. But the port looks pretty strong for Titanfall.
And the other determining factor too, for those that are out there trying to figure out what they want to get it for, the Xbox One and the PC version are coming out first. You have to wait an extra 2 weeks before the 360 version comes out. So that's going to be I mean, it's not huge,
because all 360s will get it at the same time. They play together. I don't think you can play 360 players can play Xbox One, right?
They cannot.
Yeah.
Nope. This isn't cross-platform, so
you'll be on the same level as anyone else on the 360. Right. Maybe not skill-wise if they go crazy and buy it for other platforms, but I didn't.
Well, sure.
So yeah,
but
cool.
It's looking good.
Yeah.
Definitely worth checking out when it comes out. If you've got the cash, if you're interested, if it even tickles your fancy at all from what you've seen, it's worth playing.
It is.
Even if you have to try and rent it somewhere after it comes out, it's Just do it.
GameFly or whatever. Yeah, definitely not overhyped. I think that's what we've determined.
No,
It is,
not at all. I was worried about that at first, but it is not an overhyped thing. It is legit.
All right, that's Titanfall, everybody. Thanks, Justin.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hopefully
Go play it.
Go play it.